Alright, if you're just joining us, my name is David Levitt, Boston Magic the Gathering Examiner. Today we're taking a look at Master of Monsters, the new DLC for Wizards of the Coast and Stainless Games video game Magic 2015 Duels of the Planeswalkers. I believe this is the green and white pack. I can't be sure. Anyways, let's crack this pack open and let's see what new things are added to the game. Timberwatch Elf. Elf players are gonna love this one. It's 3 mana. Tap it, target creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of elves on the battlefield. Right here, this card makes elf decks a thing. You can respond to a burn spell, you can respond to combat, pumping your dude. Just the value from Timberwatch Elf is amazing. Raised by Wolves. It's 5 mana for an enchantment. Enchant creature, when raised by wolves, enters the battlefield. Put 2 green wolf creature tokens onto the battlefield. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each wolf you control. So now let's just look at it in a vacuum. So you're paying 5 mana to get 2 2/2s. Additionally, the creature you enchant will get +2/+2. So that's net +6 power onto the battlefield. In conjunction with other wolves that you might already have play, be it from another Raised by the Wolves or just other cards that are wolves, your enchanted creature is going to get bigger. So this is an interesting new card. Not quite sure if it will become a staple, we'll have to see, but it's certainly going to be fun. Masked Admirers. It's 2 colorless and 2 green for a 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card. That's important because green doesn't really typically receive card draw. Harmonize is an exception to that for players who know what Harmonize is. It's a sorcery for 4 that allows you to draw 3 cards. When Masked Admirers enters the battlefield, you draw a card. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you may pay 2 green. If you do, return Masked Admirers from your graveyard to your hand. So not only will this be refilling your hand, when it dies, you can get it back, get more card advantage. It's an elf. It's going to be comboing with Timberwatch Elves for the pump. It's going to be pumping up the ability to Timberwatch Elves too. It's great. Craterhoof Behemoth. 8 mana for 5/5 haste. When Craterhoof Behemoth enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain trample and get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. So now this is good for token decks. If you're trying to swarm your opponent, you late game play Craterhoof Behemoth, or just green decks in general. You're typically going to have more creatures on the battlefield than your opponents. Jade Mage is a card in this game. Jade Mage is 1 green and 1 colorless. It has an ability that says you may pay 3 mana to put a 1/1 creature onto the battlefield. So token decks are going to love Craterhoof Behemoth. There's a lot of different, well, there's a limited card pool in this game. However, the token decks are certainly going to love this, or creature-based aggro decks, mid-range.